from just inside 50. Looking for the Saints first and giving it to them.
Maybe his training ethic is too.
Peckett brings it out to Wakeland on the outer side. It's going to be okay. Finds Thompson still tucked in the back pocket. Crowd continuing to build up here at Waverley. Cool day. Peckett leaves it for his skipper. Now he'll get used. He's on the outer wing. Takes his time as he looks down towards Hall, who's on the lead. Goes over his head. Poking in towards 50. That was Lenny Hayes. Did well. Trianides. Has goal. They've got another one. Johnson gets his first.
Direction. Everett gets back to help. It comes off to Hudson. He dashes through the defensive goal square. The kick went behind Harvey. Bit of trouble here. French. Oh, it spills to Harvey. Luck's a fortune.
The magnet.
He looks in towards the middle. They can set something up here with Tony Brown and Tony Francis. Down towards the 50, the Saints go. They've already got a couple on the board. Dangerous here because Joey McLaren spears it in towards half-court as Stuart Lowe. Well, happens to date. 12 next week, all being well, and he celebrates his birthday with his first goal for the day. Lowe has one. Straight down the ground. He's not out of it yet. Eagleton's under pressure. The young hand pass okay to Thompson. Thompson will shoot for goal. There's another one. They're running hot here at Waverley. And are both in that lot. It was Everett who gave it to Thompson, who gave it to Hall. And away they go with Matty Young.
Young through the middle, up towards half forward. Beautifully delivered. And the mark is taken by McLaren. Joey gets round on his right boot. And the lead from the forward pocket by Harvey. And Robert Harvey, in his career, 2 successive Brownlows. And who's to say he won't win 3 in a row? That's home.
Ability. When they haven't got the ball, you've got to pick your man up and work hard, defend hard. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Couchy. And Jarrett's taken all that in, and he'll give us a report.
I think the bottom line with all these is you've just got to wait 24 to 48 hours for it to settle down, for any spasm to dissipate, and get the surgeon to see you and have a look.
Schofield couldn't take it out of the middle, but Zilla could, down towards Healy, who takes the mark just inside 50. Late inclusion for the Saints is Daniel Healy.
And at quarter time, the centre bounce clearances were 5-2 in favour of the Saints after a good start by Port. Yet the Saints got on top after the first 10 minutes. And they've got this first one. And the other interesting stat I thought was inside 50. It was 14 to the Saints, 12 to Port, which means they're getting the ball down there.
Named as an emergency, but coming in for Jason Heatley. He's kicked like Heatley. Great start in the second quarter.
And they just looked to have too many options up forward, the Saints, as we were saying. 12 times they went into their forward line, Port Adelaide, in the first quarter, and yet they could only get 1 goal with 4 rush behinds. So it's a sort of problem that Mark Williams has to look seriously at before this game gets too far away. But I guess he's limited with his options at the moment.
Umpire Peter Carey. And Everett palms it backwards. Zilla, who got the kick out of the middle the last time to set up the goal. It comes back to Everett. He works it on to Thompson in a hurry inside the 50. Healy again. He did well to get in between opponent and ball, but it flicks out to Kingsley. Wide to Stevens, who tries to backflip the ball. It's knocked on by Ryan for Thompson. Great play by the Saints. Francis. Thompson, he's had a wonderful start to this second term. Andrew Thompson, and Everett right in front, but about 70 metres from goal.
And this is the difference between the two sides. Everett will go down knowing he's got Stuart Lowe or a couple of other tools to kick it to.
Oh!
Young! Good mark. As Aussie Jones was jostling with Eagleton for the ball, Young flew over the top to take a chest mark.
Good running from the half-back line to present an option. And with Lowe and Barry Hall covered, they do create some space for other players to push down into.
So Matthew Young Lines up. Man on the mark is only 30 metres from goal. Poster hit the left-hand goal post.
Kicking has let him down a bit this year. He's third behind. Couchy, interchange news.
Lenny Hayes, Gavin Mitchell and Joe McLaren for taking that extra bounce. It's off, and Jason Trianides.
Yes, Fabian Francis, thank you. Brings it into Daniels, back to Francis. Working it to the outer side. Mitchell persisted, but he gets his kick out towards Stevens, taken by Zilla off to Ryan. All St Kilda, he's got Thompson loose on half forward. Low peels off if he wants to pop it over the top. He's got players screaming for it. Francis, Everett, you name it. They're all there at the moment, and it's Tony Francis who gives it back to Thompson. Thompson chips in towards half forward. Hall was the target. Eagleton cuts across. And then goes to the outer side. Port have got to try and stop this at the moment, though. Stevens. Back to Eagleton, still at half back.
Thompson's had 6 possessions in 4 minutes.
28 points the margin. A busy little period. In towards half forward. Peckett off the pack. Reads it beautifully. Gives it away to the 50-gamer Maxie Hutchton. Kicks it up towards Barry Hall. Couldn't take it cleanly. Healy says, have another crack at it, Bazza. And he does. This time doing it beautifully to Ozzie Jones. Ozzie flicks it round the body. Not quite there for Thompson. Beautifully done by Thompson to flick it out. Tried to get it back to him. The hand pass went astray. Jones chops it off. From a standing start, he pumps it high. He wants Barry Hall, who's in the pack. Couldn't take the mark. Gee, the pressure's on the power now. It's flicked in towards goal. Don't tell me that's going to bounce through. Sensational. Damien Ryan somehow, well, it was almost Jarman-esque, Jared. Not quite. But
not quite. He wasn't quite on his back at that stage. Still had a firm grip on planet Earth with his legs, but that was smart play by Thompson. And Francis tried to get it back to him, but it was intercepted. But have a look at Oz here. He knows that he's got Everett and Big Bustling running the same spot. In fact, it was Stewie Lowe. But have a look at Ryan, just out of the pack. And puts it on the boot and goals.
So St Kilda, 7 different goal scorers. They lead 7-2 to 1-4. Everett in the middle. The whistle's gone. It's going to be Everett's free, as well as winning the hit out. Don't the Saints fans rise when Ozzie Jones gets a touch? He's been dropped twice this year. Spent the last 2 weeks in reserves. Here he is. Couldn't quite get hold of it. Low. Back to Brown. Who fumbled. He came out with it. The whistle went probably a bit early. Was a push advantage. Jones short to Low. He didn't complete the mark, and the umpire will ball it up.
Well, that was interesting because Troy Burton, number 33 umpire, was some 8 metres away from that. And Brian Sheehan from 50 metres came across and paid that free kick to the Saints.
Just as the ball came out, with the Saints in the clear. Just inside the 50. Kingsley kick smothered by Thompson, who's going like a rocket. Schofield. Oh, Justin Peckett at the back, out wide to Young. St Kilda irresistible at the moment. The kick by Young, Stewie Lowe, 55 metres from goal. Hall leads from the goal square. Into the hole in front of him, but there's his man. Paxman left Hall to take the mark.
well, Port just have to get the next couple of goals if they're going to stay anywhere near St Kilda by half-time.
And this isn't a good sign for the Port power because Treadray needs to be up forward taking marks, not down on the half-back line.
Kicks to centre wing. Elliott's probably in the van here if anyone. 1-2 grabs. Couldn't complete it. Trying to sneak out the back door was Bode. Mead contests with Elliott. We've got a throw in on centre wing. Couchy, you've got the Port bench, but also no Breeze down there to speak of, is there?
No, none at all. Not at all, Sandy. Nick Stevens has just come off.
He's limping, is he?
Yeah, he's got a bit of a limp there. I'll just check on that. Brett Chalmers and Chris Naish. It's just on the ground.
Okay, thank you for that. Everett trying to do the work from behind. Harvey a little toe poke, wasn't successful. Jude tried to get it out. Burke some good tackling. The Burgoyne hand pass. Eventually to Josh Franco. He's under the pump and he's lost it. And away comes Harvey. Opens the door for Tony Brown. He could just about go all the way here. He won't. From 55, he hooks it back in towards full forward. Scouting will be Tony Francis. Picks it up now onto the left boot, dribbles it into the pocket. Francis won't get there in time. And there'll be a throw in. You didn't think he made much of an effort there, G?
Oh, I think it was one of those tough ones for the umpire to think about.
Oh, their eyes smile from the Brownlow medalist. There's Nick Stevens. Bit of an injury problem there. Low edged out. Oh, low again. Gives a little ground. It gives it to Thompson. Thompson towards Hall. The ball bounces out the back. They're not out of trouble yet, the Power. Anything but. Jones is lurking in the area. Well picked up by Mitchell. Tries to bend it back, but went the other way. He said, I was passing to Brown. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just a disciplined kick to the top of the square there, and I'm sure that's what Tim Watson is chasing from all of his players. But on a more serious note, there are some really bad signs here for Port Power. The number of the body language on a few of their players is one of a defeated side already. They've got their heads down, and they've got to generate some enthusiasm here.
Brown, 25 metres out, pops through another one. This is a mini rout we've got going here at the moment. It's ballooned out to 40 points.
The G word might get another mention this week. Gutless 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yes, it's look, it has got some bad signs, hasn't it? Just have a look at the desperation. You've got 4 or 5 St Kilda players around the football. No one running to support. Mitchell there, just top of the square. That is just classic football. And Tony Brown knew that the discipline was going to be there, and he got it back.
Well, St Kilda have cracked the half-ton. 8-2-50. 8 different goal kickers after Tony Brown's effort there. Hand pass back to Brewer. He clears from the centre, deep inside the 50. Treadray now on the forward line after drifting way back to defence. Burke spills to Young. Round the boundary line he goes and chopped off.
Well, we spoke about the inside 50 at quarter time. In the second quarter, it's 9-2 in favour of the Saints, obviously, at this stage.
Wilson to Daniels. Daniels a long kick, just blazed it towards a contest, and Wakeland takes a mark. Wakeland, who is picking up Treadray. Interesting that they've taken 5 marks each.
Gee, Young's knocked up getting touches.
Well, when a side is so dominant as the Saints are at the moment, the back flank and half back line is a pretty fair place to play.
Stewie Lowe stood his ground. Oh, Harvey, just brilliant. Here goes Ozzie Jones. They won't catch him from behind. Go, Ozzie! Beautiful pass to Mitchell. There's few sights in football better than Ozzie tucking it under the wing and going. And look at the Saints players from all over the park coming to him saying, welcome back to senior football, Ozzie.
Well, Ozzie, the challenge was there for him to work his way back into the seniors, and why wouldn't he be going hard? There's something exciting brewing at the Saints this year, and to have a player like Ozzie Jones on the sidelines is both a luxury but also disappointing.
Mitchell to become their 9th goal scorer, and he's done it. Well, Ozzie Jones, All-Australian in '97, and he's just lost that form, but just signs there, Jared.
Oh, good signs, weren't there? Just put the ball under the arm and sprint away, said Ozzie, and Rob Harvey feeding it off. And it is actually frightening when you consider St Kilda have been in such great form and had no contribution from one of their best players in their grand final year in Ozzie.
Oi, oi, oi.
46 points the margin here at Waverley. Chalmers doing the ruck work. He's up against Spider Everett. Eagleton almost threw it out of the middle. Chalmers' tackle was aggressive, to say the least. And we've got a ball up as Tony Francis picks himself up out of the dirt. Everett wins it, flicks it straight down to Schofield, though, at the back. Young might pick up another possession, or he'll leave it to Maxie Hutchton. First one way, then the other, then he gives it to Young, who kicks to half forward. They've got loose players everywhere. Andrew Thompson can chip over the top. Look out, Ryan, they're coming to get you. That was Brewer coming over the top with an effective spoil.
Well, up until 1 minute ago, our the best stats man in the country, Kev, has told us that there's 114 to St Kilda. and 83 to Port Adelaide. Stats don't often tell the story, but I think at this stage it's a fair representation.
Possessions, yeah.
Odd from Kev, yes. He's the older statesman of the statisticians. He's right. On the outer wing, Young again. Puts it over the head of Aussie Jones, and too far too for Spider Everett. So Shane Brewer will bring it back into play. 46 points, the Saints' way. Second quarter.
Just a bit of disappointing start to Port, Sandy, given that we saw them so competitive and play so well last week against Carlton, admittedly on their own dunghill, but you'd expect them to come out with a better showing early in the match.
Everett, 3 attempts and he's got it. An interesting little kick into the middle to accommodate Francis. He gets caught. That's a beautiful tackle by Michael Wilson. Ball spills free. Peckett applies a similarly good tackle. Harvey may get a chance here to set up the hand pass to Thompson. He does, and he goes over the top. It's ominous again as Young kicks in towards the 50. Not a very good one either. Healy couldn't take it. Thompson has another crack at it. The hand pass goes astray. He goes towards Mitchell. And we will have a ball up because at the bottom of that pack is Kingsley. Going nowhere fast. Deep in the Saints attacking zone. Under 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Lowe trying desperately to get a crack at it. Look at Mitchell to Brown. Couldn't get a kick at it. Mitchell will go again. Ringa-Rosie. Thompson on the sidelines. Brown gives it back. They're closing in. Mitchell leaves it. Here's a go for Thompson. And he's done it. Gee, they're looking good.
Well, in many respects, they overused the footy there, but they ended up with a goal, so it's pretty hard to question the motives. But there was some reasonable pressure here from Port Adelaide. But Andrew Thompson, he's just getting possessions at will. 1, 2 handballs there, another third one coming up here, and then Thompson just sneaking along the boundary line and popping it through. And I don't think there'll be much doubt he's best on the ground just at the moment.
He's the first dual goal kicker for the Saints. Andrew Thompson, he's got 2. Centre square infringement. Port powers free. Brewer goes with the hand pass. Burgoyne. Big pack at full forward. Ball crunches to the ground. Hurried snap here is through for a goal. Josh Franco. Well, the Saints fans were booing as Port finally got on the board with another goal, just their second.
And it came very quickly out of the middle, which I guess just re-emphasises that most important aspect of the game. You can get the ball quickly out of the centre, as Burgoyne has done from the handball. It puts pressure on any defence. Franco snaps truly.
Back in the middle, Stewie Lowe wins with a hit out and follows up with a hand pass out. Zilla, and the ball is tied up. When Thompson kicked his second goal, at that stage he had 12 possessions in this quarter in 14 minutes. Midway through a quarter, 12 possessions for the term. And all up, he's had 17 for the game.
Lowe doing the ruck work. Here's the skipper. And now Aussie Jones. Burke to Jones. And Barry Hall. And Spider Everett comes steaming out. Spider's got it. Barry's dropped back. But Spider will take the kick for goal. Everett directly in front. 45 metres. It's becoming a procession as Everett gets his first. 6 goals so far to St Kilda in this quarter. Peckett, Thompson, Healy, Everett, Mitchell and Ryan. They had a couple of choices down here. Hall and Everett came steaming out, and it was the latter that Aussie opted for. He didn't let him down. Everett gets his first, and St Kilda stretch their lead. 68, plays 16. And we've still got 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Chalmers doing the ruck work up against Lowe. Burgoyne in the middle, up against the talented Harvey, who almost appeared to be held then. There'll be another ball up.
Bit of a test for the shoulder too. It was thrown into the ground.
Just having a look at the matchup between Thompson and Franco. Drew, you said just told us how many possessions he's getting, but Franco's very much just trying to play the ball on its own merits. And whilst he's starting side by side with Thompson, as soon as the ball goes like this time, he charges after it, and Thompson's allowed to run free and just become that elusive player. With St Kilda winning so many extra balls, he's being caught out.
It's interesting. Franco has had 9 possessions, which is not bad halfway through the second quarter. Thompson's had 17.
Low again. Wilson tried to flick it further afield. Zilla claimed by Burgoyne. Francis was down there too. Zilla pushed through towards Peckett, and now it lands with Burke. He gets it out of the middle and kicks to Stewie Lowe. They've got the big guns downfield again. Hall and Everett come steaming out over the head of Hall towards Everett. He slaps it back to accommodate Barry Hall, but he can't take it. Daniels chips in and comes away with a low worm burner up towards the half back line. The mark is taken by Naish.
Now Wormburner hasn't got on the ground yet. Oh, Steinburner.
Oh dear. Sunday afternoon. Warren Treadray has it on centre wing. Yeah, still yet to see Steinburner. Burgoyne just pops it over the top. Chalmers. Tony Francis like a little terrier, but he gives it to Burgoyne, who goes longer now into half forward. Tim Elliott chops it off with consummate ease. Away he goes to Burke, and they start running down the ground. Healy's there on the centre wing. Sweeps the hand pass back to Thompson. Back again he goes. The left-footed Healy kicks down towards half forward. Hall is a long way out, but he's got it. Now he's got Everett in the square. Everett and Daniels. Spider's calling for it. Barry takes his time. Now he takes him on. Swings around now and passes to Zilla. Intercepted, maybe not the option. Harvey goes back again to Zilla. He breaks the tackle. 48 metres out. He goes in towards full forward. And the mark taken by Mitchell. He kicks it at a goal. It's all too easy.
Well, Mark Williams spoke about accountability at quarter time. It sounds like he was wasting his breath, because through the middle of the ground there was very little accountability. In fact, there has been right throughout the afternoon. And Port Adelaide's midfield are just not playing man-on-man football. And when you're getting poleaxed like they are at the moment, they get embarrassed at the moment. You've just got to go back to absolute basics, and that is every player is responsible for one man.
Mitchell took that mark, played on and kicked the goal on Wilson. Wilson's had, well, just 2 kicks, and it was just a few weeks ago he played a sensational game on Darren Jarman. Having a nightmare today. Oh, thrown out by Burgoyne, surely. Here's Thompson again. He brought his own footy. There's Michael Wilson. A rare touch for him. A hand pass away. Dew, deep inside 50. Treadray, good mark.
Drew, Harvey's hurt his shoulder too.
Gee, well, he's still out there, Robert Harvey. I saw Craig Bradley do it yesterday. The class players, their possessions are 100% perfect. When Harvey's got the ball, you know the next possession is going to be to a St Kilda player.
We saw a bloke like that last night, Drew. Where's number 3 for Adelaide?
Treadray, it's away to the left. He went for the distance and hooked it. So that's his first score today. Even though he's had plenty of the football, he's had 10 possessions and 7 marks.
Now, Jared, would you get Harvey off if that shoulder is a problem?
Well, I was thinking the same about quarter time, Sandy. And the game maybe wasn't over then, but it certainly is now as far as the result is concerned. And Rob Harvey's perhaps just one of those players that would be difficult to take off the ground. He's got a strained AC joint. It's perhaps been injected, and which would minimise the pain, certainly not to completely kill it.
Low punts it towards centre wing. I think Healy might have had it spent a little too early. and it finishes over the line.
Is Harvey the sort of bloke who'd say, oh, I'm just not coming off, I'm okay?
Oh, well, I guess he is that sort of player. You just saw him there getting that side bump. They're the sorts of bumps that do hurt your AC joint, which is at the top of your shoulder where the collarbone meets. But I'm sure Robert Walls and everyone involved with Victorian footy would hope he'd be benched shortly.
French, Naish and Franco. That's better as they go down towards the forward line, and it looks like Harwood has taken the mark. But that was a far better approach into the forward zone by Port Power. So Harwood gets another crack at his first goal.
Unfortunately, one of the players Port Adelaide are missing, which would help their forward problems at the moment, is Bowen Lockwood, who has had a couple of very good years just as a base for his career, but can't get over a back problem that's giving him problems at the moment.
Oh, well, it's just not the Powers' day. Harwood sneaks a behind, and they crawl to 18. 74 plays 18 as the Harvey machine brings it back to Aussie Jones.
How about the disposal?
Perfect, wasn't it?
50.
So this is going to bring Aussie down to centre wing. I wonder if will he take on the big fella and try and run round. No, he doesn't. Elliott, look away hand pass to Tony Francis. Got players on the outer side wide. And goes out there now, Maxie Hutchton. He's in the forward zone. Every player is in one half of the ground. Extraordinary and low. Well, he dropped what he normally would have taken. Socket off the ground back towards Waitland. Treadray intercepts. He's across half back. There's no one down in that other half of the ground. There's absolutely no one to kick to now. Players start streaming down. That was Chalmers who got it out to Schofield. He looks up towards right half forward. Belted clear. Peckett intercepts, and his first to it. He's taken it to the ground, and he's got a free kick.
There's our mate Steinburner.
Peckett on half back. Finds Burke. Jones running in towards the middle. Pops it over the top. That's ambitious. Well, he's going to get away with it because the tackle was high. But I'm quite sure it wasn't what he and Maxie Hutchton had in mind. Young picks up yet another possession. Aussie's away. Starting to pick up a few possessions. Spider. 1, 2, 3. It's his. Well, if he doesn't get you, Barry Hall will down in that forward line.
That was a good effort by Daniels, jumping early, trying to punch one of the arms of Spider or one of the legs, but he's got so many. Difficult task.
Kick is away to the left on behind. And that's what we were talking about, G, just a few moments ago.
Well, it's probably a shot that the AFL will be using at some stage, Sandy, putting the for sale sign up. A vacant lot going at a good price near you.
Parkland.
Yes, you flood the back line and it's a drought at the other end. Oh, Harvey, magnificent football. Robbie Harvey, it bounces just offline.
Well, Barry Hall was doing the unselfish thing there, thinking that it was going for goal, but Rob Harvey was actually just putting it into space for him to run onto. Let's go down to Paul Couch.
Yes, Nick Stevens got a sprained left ankle, Jared. It's not bad, but I don't think he'll come on. He's just got a bit of a limp there, so I doubt if he'll come back on.
Port working the ball back in through Mead. There's a few on their forward line now, but still not too many. Kick by Darren Mead out wide. They've given it up. Steinburner on the scene too late, and Ryan takes the mark. Last minute of the first half. Into Thompson, who's had a phenomenal second quarter. Stewie Lowe almost burst the air out of the ball.
Aussie alone in the square.
McLaren.
Here he goes.
Hayes. Mitchell pushed off his kick. Hayes has another go. Thrown up by Mead. Surely Harvey. Hand pass good to Hall. Another goal coming up for the Saints here. Hall unselfishly. Back to the 50. Young's had a magnificent term, but he's offline with his kick.
Well, the level of resistance by the Port Adelaide would be bitterly disappointing, I'm sure, for Mark Williams, because St Kilda are just midway through a training run at the moment.
And they've got another half to go.
It's just incomprehensible how you can be so good last week and yet so poor this week, with very, very few players even going close to matching their teammate.
Burgoyne caught. He's got to lose it. He's got to lose it.
What?
Well,
free kick.
It's got to be in that 75-25%, I think, again. Look at that. Look at that. Have a shot, Joey. Straight in front. 25 out, just to finish off the half.
Look at Robbie Harvey. He is hurting, there's no doubt about him. 17 possessions in half of football, and tackling as well. That wasn't a free kick, Jared. I've never seen one.
Joey McLaren set to become the 11th Saint to kick a goal. And he's done it. That is a big quarter of footy. An 8-goal quarter by St Kilda, and Port Power could manage only one. Now, Jared, have a look at this. You were surprised there wasn't a whistle there?
Yeah, I thought there may have been. But it hasn't mattered. This has been a one-sided affair, and absolutely disappointing, I'm sure, for all Port Adelaide fans that are sitting at home watching this, expecting a side that is just one match out of the 8 to be showing their best and playing like a side that wants to be there in September. But a different Port Adelaide today. Different Port Adelaide today.
As he pulls it back in towards half forward. Try and he steals it from Kingsley. This should result in a goal. He's got Spider running with him, Tony Brown, if he wants him, or he can go longer. And he does to Barry Hall.
Silver service this afternoon.
Angle not acute. Kick superb, his goal. Batty has his second.
Touch for the quarter after a dominant first half. It comes to Franco. He goes towards the boundary line. He hasn't found it. Here's Aussie. Centering ball. Any amount of Saints there. McLeod. The mark taken here by Carr. Matthew Carr. I'm saying he can't miss from there, but I suppose they're all missable. He gets it.
Flicks it towards Lenny Hayes. Hayes back to Peckett, back to Hayes. Over the top, he goes to Thompson. Defence suddenly becomes attack as he goes streaming into the forward line. The big guns are all there. And this boy Carr's enjoying his little run. Look at that. Spears the pass to Barry Hall. Kicking from 40 metres. He's got 2. He's now got 3. 2 in this term, 1 in the first. They've all come at that end of the ground.
That was a great crowd. Oh, picked up by Elliott. Boy from Lindenhoe, just near Bairnsdale. Gippsland Power. Up towards centre wing. Here goes Aussie Jones. Nobody in front. Go, Aussie, go! They're chasing from behind. He delivers. Oh, what a mark by Robert Harvey. Champagne football. Short, shoulder and everything. He lines up for his second. 40 metres out and drills it. Well, if they've taken just 1 goal in the last quarter so far, and that to Port Power. Kicked by Carr up towards centre of the ground. Wakeman lost sight of it. It's a free kick to St Kilda, with Healy dragged down without the ball. Come back, son. Healy to take it from the Coca-Cola logo.
Kicks to half forward. Hall comes out. He takes it on the chest. And there's a Port player in trouble too, so they're going to be lucky. He's kicked 3, all at the other end of the ground. Kicking from 54 metres. A big, big, big drop. Punt is a goal! Melbourne. And finally, Port has been put out of their agony. And the Saints have recorded a big win. 18 goals, 11, 119. Port Adelaide, 7-15, 57. A margin of
62 points.
62 points after lead by 75 at three-quarter time. Couchy, you've got
I've got the champ here.
number 35.
That's right, and it was a great win today.
Yeah, it was good. We were keen to get off to a good start against Port Power, and we did that and managed to keep it going.
Is that the best win for the season?
Yeah, we've had some pretty stiff opposition. I mean, every week you come up to is a huge test. We just wanted to make sure we went into the break 6-3, and I mean, it's probably on the scoreboard it's our best win, but we've sort of been working pretty hard the last month or so.
Now, you've been there for St Kilda a few years now. Do you think it's your best chance now? You've got quality all over the ground. Barry Hall's playing well. Aussie Jones back in form today.
Yeah, it was great to see Aussie play well today, and well, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but you know, it's pretty stiff the competition. We just want to keep it
even kill one week at a time. What about your shoulder? How bad's that?
Oh, look, it was it's an AC joint, and you know, obviously I needed to strap it up pretty heavy today to get through, and I copped a bit of a knock on it in the second quarter.
Now, you've had a needle just to deaden it there on the AC joint?
Yeah, and you know, I had to strap it up pretty tight as well, and as I said, I copped the knock in the second quarter. Just in that last marking duel, I just gave it a bit of a tickle, but it's not too bad.
Good on your halves, and enjoy the break if you do, and good luck for next week against South Australia.
Thanks, Getchy.
Plenty to laugh about.
The boys have a little smile there. We'll just have to wait and see what happens regarding State of Origin. Saints are happy. It's a 62-point win over Port Power. These St Kilda fans absolutely delirious. It's Barry Hall, Gavin Mitchell and Jared Healy.
Well, just another player I think that we haven't mentioned is Max Hodgson. I think he had a very good game, Sandy, and he's such a talented player that can play the versatile role of picking up